Yesterday, I heard a discussion on, the plight of the raza. And oftentimes, when I hear people talking about the plight of the raza, they spend more time whining or pointing the finger at black folks, taking our resources. The Chinos are rich, they're balling, we don't know how to do it. Let me tell you about the Chinos. Little Saigons are Vietnamese barrios full of poor people getting up early, hustling, opening up restaurants, selling banh mi, selling pho, service workers. They're not rich. You go to Westminster, it's full of donut shops, full of hardworking, poor Cambodians and other Asians trying to eke out a living. Chinatown, San Francisco, you might have three, four generations living in a single occupancy residency, one room, great grandma, grandma, mom, daughter. And yet, when I hear people talking about the plight of raza, they point the finger at Chinos and say, oh, they got it, man. They're coming up. They're balling. Not all Chinos are the same. Japanese have, for the most part, assimilated, I think, the most, and generally tend to do better. But when you say Chinos, I think you mean all Asians. And there are a lot of Asians that are in the same exact struggle as raza. They're no different. So when you show up trying to address the raza's problems, I don't see how you can do that by pointing the finger at Chinos and say, see, they know how to do it. Oh, the black guys, they know how to protest and rise up, and we don't. Well, the truth is that no group is monolithic. They don't all agree. They don't all have the same beliefs and values, and they're not all in the same socioeconomic status: black, brown, Asian, white, Chinese. We got Mexicans, believe me that. I remember being invited to a political party, and that didn't go. And one of the highlights was that there was a small train on his property, and people would get to ride the little train around and wine and all that. And so, and these are political heavyweights, raza political heavyweights. So you can't really talk about raza coming up and we're down when there's a lot of raza that have made it. When the UCs are full of first-time raza that are the first time ones in their family. So I think if you really, really want to address the issues, you have to look at them more nuanced and see what the issues really are. It's not that all Chinos are balling and we're not. That's not an issue. That said, I'll keep this short. I just want to clarify the stereotype about Chinos all being rich and being protected with Stop Asian Hate when no one cares about us. The truth is, most Chinos are not rich. Most Chinos are struggling to make it. Hmong, Vietnamese, Mountain Asians, Cambodians, they struggle like us, man, and they're Chinos too. Even Chinese people be struggling like us. All of them, but there are, again, like I said, there are groups that have assimilated more and generally tend to do better than others. In the United States, it was always, from my sociology class, that the Cubans were the wealthiest Latino demographic, and that's counting Florida, political Republican Cubans, and the poorest ones were the Puerto Ricans. That was what the sociology book said. I don't know if that's still the case, but it's, if you really want to make a difference in our community, pointing the finger at others, races, is not going to move us forward. That's for your own benefit. That's what Trump did. These people of color are going to erase the white folks, and you got to rise up to protect your race. And it's race baiting. It's cheap, and a mediocre at best argument. So, thank you for listening. I hope you have a better understanding of Asians, and can appreciate that a lot of them are in the exact same struggle as us. I would say, if you look at Vietnamese and Hmongs and them, they're in the same boat, if not a little bit harder. And so that said, have a good day. Be a critical thinker, question everything, and stick with those questions for as long as possible, until you get an answer that you understand and are satisfied with. Have a good one.